This is Kathy Chase. I'm very angry about what people have done to my life, making plans for my life, because they have no integrity, no respect for organizations, which they started basically with what they did to me when I was younger, started out with the Rainbow Girls. Now they've got the Scottish Rite addresses. They did it because of the Scottish Rite, as I'm an adult now. Scottish Rite organization. Look at the addresses of Omaha and Lincoln. I am so angry. I am so extremely angry. The Scottish Rite is on 202 South 20th Street in Omaha. 202 is also the area code of Washington, D.C. Then you've got the Scottish Rite is on 332 Centennial Mall. 3200 block is High Street, which I lived on when I was a teenager, and which I'm living at with my dad right now. I'm not responsible for what these people had planned. They think they're gonna use the Scottish Rite and Star Trek and Leonard Nimoy's Vulcan grip to kill me because they planned this. They planned to make me have to defend myself because they knew that they were pushing me around and nobody was doing anything about it. They planned this. The rainbow stuff is everywhere. It's all over social services. It's all over all these other state programs. They got the SNAP program. They planned the food program. All these pyramids. They planned this using all this rainbow pride stuff. The rainbow pride, the gay pride. I forgot what it's called. Their organization started, and they had borrowed or got some flags from the Rainbow Girls many years ago when they first started out, and then the whole Rainbow Push Coalition is on Kenwood in Chicago, and then they're treating me like I'm some sort of slave because of Rosa Parks and all sorts of stuff. I've been brutally abused because they had these plans for me that they made for me, and I didn't know what was going on, and they set me up for this, and I've proven that without reasonable doubt. They think they're going to kill me with some Star Trek Vulcan grip because they wanted to set up my life and make choices for me, and I didn't even know what was going on around me. I am not gay, and I'm not a guy. Just because my husband has his relations, which are questionable, and so do presidents and their little social group. I'm not responsible. My message to the Scottish Rite: I'm not responsible for what these people did to me, and it's in the music that it was planned this way. It's in the music that and movies, and they already should know. The Scottish Rite people already know that these people had made plans using the addresses, which mean nothing. They thought they were going to kill me with some sort of Vulcan grip, using beam me up Scotty, because they thought that they were going to censor me enough so that they could blame me for what their plans were unto me, ganging up on me like a bunch of school children, using the wall and all this other stuff, and using the album originally, which is not about me, because it was done before I was born, which is Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon with the triangle and the prism on it with the rainbow. And that's kind of how things originated, I believe, is that album and the song called Money, and then the Rainbow Girls, and then obviously none of these people around me have any integrity. I've never killed anybody. They don't have respect for my life or other people's lives. They don't have respect for organizations, which I do, and I don't like this being manipulated onto me and my life. I didn't give people permission to plan my life in this way. I would never, ever plan a bunch of communists to plan my life, to desecrate my life for their sick goals of undermining important things of the United States of America, whether it's the Constitution being the most important, and then organizations in which they don't respect, and then and so forth. And I'm appalled that these people think they can try to kill me and my children because they plan that, and they're freaking out and they're attacking us left and right, left and right, because they had planned it this way. And I'm appalled. I'm so angry. And then they've insulted the armed forces. They've insulted the laws of this country. They've insulted human rights. They wanted to censor me because they wanted to make it look like I intentionally did all this, which is not even the case. I would never ever do this, because I'm the one who has actual integrity. I'm the one who has respect for people who actually deserve respect, but I don't really see a whole lot of that around me. People that think that they can torture me in various ways, which is very un-American, and planning using songs and movies before my time, and then because they didn't have respect for organizations, and they didn't have respect for my rights or my children's rights, and they have no rights to my children or me. And that's what they were thinking. They were going to use Duncan Aviation, and then the Vulcan grip, and then the Scottish Rites, the addresses, and because of my birthday, because remember all the addresses and all, they were trying to make it, all the addresses add up to 12, by the way, except for the Scottish Rites and that sort of thing. And I'm disgusted. And I think they're sick. I think they're very sick to think they could use my life in this way and get by with this. Sick, very wrong. I take no part, I take no responsibility in what they planned to undermine what I didn't know, to attack me, to undermine my life for their sick advances in life, and their greed. And these people have no integrity, no respect for other people's lives. They're just awful people. And Washington D.C. has a 202 area code, and then they use the Scottish Rite in Omaha, which is 202 South 20th. Well, D Street is where First Plymouth Church is, and it's on South 20th. Sumner is on 20th, and where how all that came about. And there's plenty of evidence of people's plans with this whole charade, and I'm disgusted by these people thinking that they can manipulate my character. They keep looking for ways to manipulate my character and my life because they had planned this, and as a group. And here I am alone, panicked, worried about my children. Oh, the Panic is just another gay bar in town, by the way, and all these bars in town, and their names, and then definitions. I'm more than appalled. I don't even know what the word would be for how I feel. I feel beyond raped of my privacy. I've been raped of my rights. I've been raped of people think they can take my soul because they've sold theirs, obviously, because they have no consciences. They're a bunch of cons. They have no consciences. and they don't care about other people or their lives. They didn't have respect for other organizations or religions or whatever the case may be. And they thought they could take my life and disperse my life however they just felt like, because they wanted to abuse power and money and connections to distort and desecrate my life for their own personal sick goals. And I can't figure out what's wrong with these people. I really can't. There's something really wrong with them. I don't know what the Scottish Rite or other Masonic organizations think, or the people that are supposed to be upholding the laws of this country and so forth. They're trying to use, the whole thing with these people using certain assimilations to try to plan a crime, because sometimes that technique is used to uncover crimes, but that technique is not even submissible in a court of law. And they're trying to use a technique that is used to uncover crimes, to commit a crime, my murder, that's not even submissible in court. That technique is not submissible in court. It's just a tool. That's all that it is. This is just a tool. The associations of coincidences and like I said, the $25,000 pyramid, things that, how I described that. And I said they only use that as a tool. They don't use that in a court of law. It's not submissible in a court of law. It's just a tool. And then they use that tool, and then they could get hard evidence, such as what I have provided on the internet. I have provided hard evidence on the internet. That is submissible in court. What you have is not submissible in court. Using other people's names to try to hurt me, and locations, persons, places, or things, nouns, words, and as people saw the definition to degree today, and then the pits, fire pits, snake pits, and so forth, impeachments, that sort of thing. I'm not responsible for other people's actions and their lack of integrity and their lack to care about other people, and which did nothing to them. I'm not, I didn't ruin my own life. Other people ruined my life. And they think they can punish me for it. And the sad thing is, they didn't stop at me. They went on to my kids. They've gone on to my kids and started ruining their life. They've gotten my daughter to corrupted my oldest daughter. My poor son, he's got depression problems, and he's been through a lot, watched and witnessed a lot. I love my children, and all I wanted was a normal life just like everybody else. And these people thought they could take my life and disperse my life how they felt like doing it. And I don't care who talked about doing this with my life. I don't care. You had no right. If you wanted something done, you could have done it yourself. But you wanted to push things onto me because you didn't want to take the blame for it, because you don't directly have respect for the laws or organizations or whatever. But you're not gonna divert blaming on me with the stupid rainbow crap. I'm not disrespecting the Rainbow Girls, because that's an organization for girls. And then as an adult, it's just like the Scottish Rite. And I am so disturbed and so, mortified. I don't know. It's just sick what these people have done. Sick. And it's sad. I go down 33rd Street, and you know what I see? The Scottish Rite, the 33 degrees or whatever. I go down 33rd Street, and there's this place called Going Postal. The whole term, Going Postal. And I'm thinking, There's businesses all over the town that there's people all over town know about this, and I just how many ways can you try to rape someone of their life and then blame them for it? Seriously. Then you start working on my kids? There's something really wrong with you. There's something really, really wrong with you and your inability to have compassion for other people, and you have no integrity. You have absolutely none. These people don't have integrity, so they thought they have to walk all over me because I'm a good person. I'm a good person with good intentions, but it's hard for me to have respect around the people around me because their whole PITS process and those responsible are all around me, and I don't want my children around those people at all. None of them. None of the people from high school. I don't want them around them. Because you just are sick. And I want to take my kids and I want to go somewhere else. I want to go find real people with real integrity and real respect and start a new life. And I can't believe that they had the audacity to use like Duncan Aviation and thought they were going to play Vulcan Grip with me with the Scottish Rite. Beam me up, Scotty. That's science fiction, by the way. And I'm not responsible for these people doing this to my life. I didn't give them consent to do this with my life. I would never participate with what I knew they had planned. I would never participate in anything like this. And they think as a gang and a gang effort they can gang up on me and try to discredit my everything about my character to suit their needs and for their personal gain, whether it be money or relationships, because they're just that sick in the head. And this is not only a disgrace to the country, but I just don't know what you're doing. This should have all been prevented, but nope. They didn't do nothing. I talked about liabilities. Nope, they haven't lifted a finger. I talked about all these things. And I was thinking, about, I don't know, 6 months ago, I was thinking, well, why can't they just help me, and then made up something later instead of scaring me into a corner, because they wanted me to keep going with what they had plans for me, so they have to abuse my body to get me to talk more. And they think they're going to blame me for what they want me to do because they want to leave me deserted on an island. That was their plan. Because, I don't know, the Yellow Sea or the Sulu Sea, and Sulu from Star Trek. And it's just stupid. This is really stupid. This is not my fault. I didn't know anything about this stuff before. I uncovered it as they wanted me to uncover it, to try to make me be somebody, that they wanted to, corrupt my character so that they could, do their goals of undermining things and bring on communistic things and all this other stuff. And no, you can't use my life that way. You're taking the blame because you did it. You are going to take responsibility for your actions, not me, because they weren't my actions. You're not going to divert what you planned for me into my life and my character. Do you hear me? You're not going to divert. I'm a good person with good character. I'm not your little, I'm not a toy. I'm not a toy on the misfit island of toys and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't care if you're all a bunch of brown nosers, You're sick. There's something wrong with you, and the song music describes how sick you are. You're just sick. There's something wrong with you. I don't care how many connections you have and how many people you can go around trying to, you know, buy your friends, because that's what you do. You go around buying your friends because you have no real integrity or respect. You know, these people pretended to be my friends, so, you know, they pretended to be my friends, but look what they did, and my husband, but they put a pacemaker in me, set me up to do this because they wanted to be with my husband, and I don't know. I wish one of these organizations, whether it's women's rights movement, the Scottish Rite, or I can't get Congress to do anything. That's what they're supposed to do. FBI, CIA, you're supposed to protect me and my children from criminals. And just because there's corruption doesn't mean that makes me a free-for-all because I'm in the center of it. Doesn't make me a free-for-all with no rights because I'm in the center of corruption. You know? This is the United States. What are these people? You can't. Doesn't make me a free-for-all because I'm in the center of a big pile of corruption that I don't want nothing to do with. All I want is to live my life. I already proved your little music with your In Through the Outdoor games and the Doors, Electric Records, 1966. You know, all that stuff was before my time, before I was born. My birth certificate's right there. Anybody who has a social security number that starts out 508, like mine does, would know I was born when I was born. 1973. Because other people born in around 1973 would have a 508. Right around 508. Somewhere. So, you know, you're not gonna... I was born in September of 1973. This stuff was written before that. I don't care when the videos came out. You can't put a time frame or do contract killings on people's lives because you wanted to set them up, because you didn't have respect for the laws or certain organizations. Don't impose your mental illness upon my life like you're trying to divert. They're trying to make me look like I'm the mentally ill one. But if you want to go to the Wall song, the trial about going fishing with the rainbow, they're crazy. The Wall was written when I was 6 years old. And my foot injury didn't happen until I was like 10 or 11. So that was part of it. And then 1997 is a newer addition to the courthouse, and not 1979. And your little weird stuff that you plan is just weird. You're just weird, strange people with weird ideas. And you creep me out. You're scary. You scare me. The presidents scare me. I'm scared of you. There's something not right about you to do this to a woman and their children with no remorse. You have no remorse for taking other people's lives into your own hands and playing God like they're little toys. You people putting all these people that I've mentioned from high school and presidents or whatever, putting RFID into people's bodies and playing God with their lives like they're tinker toys. You know, this is not my fault. I refuse to go down for what other people did to me in a gang sort of effort, street gang sort of effort, or people from Southeast. You know, the streets around it is, you know, you got Scott Street, by the way, which is right by Southeast High School where I went. And I'm in the yearbooks there, and so are they, and Scott Street is right there by 39th. Rob is 39 years old. So, people of the Scottish Rite, you know, pay attention to the evidences around town, and then, you know, my birth certificate and information about me, because they plan this, and I will not let you ruin my character and kill me in vain for your malicious intentions unto me and other people, organization, and the laws of this country. I will not, no, I am going to be here to raise my children because I love them. Whether other people don't love them or care about them or value other people's lives, they're the ones that should be. There's no hope for people like that don't value other people's lives because they think they're better than other people, wanting to segregate me against them, and Rosa Parks and segregation buses and Rosa Breyer where the fire entrance was, and trying to segregate me on an island of the misfit toys. I mean, you're sick. You're really sick. And you know, you don't do things like this to other people's lives. You just don't do things like that. You just don't. These people don't know right from wrong. They don't know right from wrong. I know right from wrong. And what I want to do, I'm gonna take my kids somewhere. I can't decide where. I don't know if I'm gonna stop by a Scottish Rite temple, or I'm gonna go to Omaha, or I'm gonna go, I don't know. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna take my two youngest kids because I don't know if I can get my oldest daughter because she's been too corrupted into thinking, you know, gangster activity is normal, to bully up on people and because of who they're connected to, famous people and social connections. You know, that's what they've taught her. And they've taught her to disrespect her mother, who's raised her, who loves her. And she just needs to know that her mom loves her, and that these people, what they're teaching her, is wrong. And she'll figure it out someday. I know that she had her surgery, and the whole hope thing, and hope card on the heart surgery on tax day, her armpit surgery. Very sick people. And I just want to get me and my kids out alive, because I'm surrounded by people with very, very, very narcissistic, and so I'm surrounded by narcissists and sociopaths, and it is scary. It's very scary.